I no longer hear the call of the Tinamu. The tamarins have fled the trees. The capuchin birds grow silent too. I hear only the lowing of the beast. It's belching and snorting and roaring. It sits astride the earth, its steel tendrils spewing out poison. This is where we will build the dam. A brutal solution, I know. One behemoth replacing another. But what choice do we have? My people cannot step back into darkness, nor can we continue to destroy our island. My people are rooted in this land. Our ancestors dwelt here, built mighty cities. What would the ancestors think of us, knowing that we helped the Perforians to do this to our home? Every day, our rivers fill with yet more waste. The trees struggle to bear their fruit. Fewer and fewer fish return to our shores. There is no time to waste, Isabel. With every moment, we edge closer to catastrophe. I pray we have not acted too late.
Alrighty, and now here we start Eden Burning, the first playthrough. No idea what's going to happen here now. And let's just have a look around now. So let's just have a quick look around the island here. It's a beautiful island, really.
We made everything ready.
And
please establish a settlement for the
we need to
workers
get a
as soon as
harbor
you can.
going first. The settlement, our very first quest. Here we have our victory conditions. We have our ecological balance up here. So the game is now totally relying on this. If any of these parameters here drops to 0, the game is over for us, right? Then we lose the scenario. We have the water, we have the soil, and we have the air. And we need to keep all of this in good terms. And all of these are affected negatively by, for example, industry that we build on, and also ruins that we still have here from the Perforians, right? And there's also base generation or regeneration, as I can see, that is also going to affect it in a positive way. Laxultuner is our village or our island. We can see there's some ruins over here, so we cannot clear them so easily. It's going to take some time before we can clear them, right? And we do need some workforce for that as well. And this is, for example, something that carries over when the game or when we fail. So in that case here, they will be then removed permanently. Now, the first thing that we need to do on this one here, we do have 75,000 coin. There we have our victory conditions. The first one is attract some 150 Honoreros that we do need. Let's go ahead and get us the first street out there. Every street tile costs, of course, some money. We're going to try and make a nice, beautiful city in here, or island or village, right, with a bigger main road in the center of it all. And then, of course, we can start. I guess we can start right away with building. This is going to be really interesting how it all affects us. Let's have some blocks here as well. And then we could already go ahead now with our first marketplace right here. Actually, let's place the market a bit... Oh! There is no resettling. Once it's placed, it's placed. Alright, so we cannot resettle any buildings that we place already.
Water, air, and soil on the island. We will make
Get us some basic road layout out there. So I have no idea what's expecting us here, what's awaiting us here. There we go. Before work on the dam can begin, Yaoska needs you to establish a new settlement for the workers. That's basically it. There's also a bigger village up here. I think this might be the research center. Alright. And Isabel Sarmento. Somewhere here, it's a beautiful village there.
Is a venerable Mesoan tradition, though ours has rapidly become a modern research institute.
There's also something over here. Oh, these are also negative buildings then once more. So that is something I cannot do. 150 Honoreros. We do need for sure some food then as well. But let's just go ahead and build them. My timber production. I need to be careful there. I probably will need to have a timber production somewhere. And every forester or lumberjack hut that we built here is, as we can see, also adding trees now. So we can see how many trees are within its area of effect, right? And we can't build too many of them because I think the sawmill is reducing the quality of the ecological quality there that we have. So let's go ahead, build the warehouse, build the sawmills, and build the lumberjack huts. Then we built the marketplace, and then I'm going ahead with my first jornaleros. Oh boy, I hope that wasn't too bad. We might just see about that. Once again, we can also have a look at our objectives. So complete the dam project is the highest one. Highland health above 80%, so that's the eco balance that we have. And then also complete the scenario within time. I have no idea what time means at this point. I don't see any timer. There it is. 2 hours and 20 minutes. That would be the goal. And as we can see, also the first jornaleros are now moving in. And my sawmills are also now starting their work. While we still wait for more timber to come in, it's also really interesting what new stuff is awaiting us, because obviously we are playing in the New World right now, in a New World settlement, right? But we are the center of the map here. But these people here have actually new needs. So the jornaleros, the tier 1 ones, they have water pumps, for example, and tools. They also need fish all of a sudden and work clothes. In fact, these goods here are all new to me for the jornaleros, right? They never needed plantains, they never needed fish. They never needed tools or work clothes. So this is all new here. We already have the water pump as the first service building. And I can already see, because of its low range, we will need to place it rather centrally. Unfortunately, I cannot move the buildings. It is driving me insane right now. I will need to keep this one available here, this spot there. Right, and then we build more houses around it. This hopefully should work out. By now, my sawmills are in full swing, so the work is going strong. And we also get more timber in. Let's just check this one. The water pump is really something they would like sooner than later. So we could have the water pump. It does cost me 100 on the credits though. And as we can see, we are already negative. This might be another tricky business here. Money. Let's continue building more houses on that side. Here we can afford it after all. And up here probably too, right? So the water pump, I mean, this is not an optimal location. Let's have the water pump in here, right? Yeah, we destroy that building, it doesn't matter. And I'm going ahead with a few more blocks then over here. That should work out, and then we have the water pump here in the center. I'm not building it right now though. Alright, as we can see, we have reached jornaleros now, and the next need is already pretty steep in this case here. We need to attract Obreros, so the tier 2 ones. And also the first NPCs are introducing themselves, so Maya, the lead researcher at the Institute.
I may have some tasks for a resourceful leader like you.
That we have up here. And the Research Institute is another very cool thing, because this is something where the tech that you research here is carried over to your next game when you fail, for example. There you can, you know, start again if you need to. Alright, we do have 14 timber. We can now fulfill the next good. So fish is actually already in at some point, 5 tons of it. But we should be going ahead now here with the next fish. And this is the first building now that is reducing the water quality of our island. We also can see that there is some fish resources here. So I need to... Oh, this is also new. I need to get the fishery within its area. Look at that. Very, very cool. So we can have one here because it's going for this fish goal here. 80 fish. I hope it's more than that. But it seems to be that's the end of it then. Yep, I think we might be running out of fish then. At least it's working now. And as we can see here also, my water quality suffers because of this fishery there. Oh, that's going to be cool. I'm already pumped for it. We are on the balance, getting closer to positive. So let's actually build us a few more houses. Over there. And can we check our needs? We can check our needs. So one fishery is not enough, right? We do need a bit more than that. And I do need a second fishery, unfortunately, over here. Oh, that's expensive. Can I do it like that? Nope, unfortunately I can't. This is also not possible. It's only possible here if I want to get all 3 of them. Alright. Well, then let's build it here. I do need a warehouse for that though. Let's have one warehouse over there for the fish. And a bit more timber is coming in right now. And we can also continue expanding. And the island health right now is 90%. That's another very important indicator here that we have. We still need one more fishery. It's insane. I'm still stuck at 0. Even though we have 2 fisheries already. What we can also do is build a water pump. Perhaps this affects our balance there a bit, right? Let's do this one. First of all, it does cost me money, but look at that. It's going up perfect. That is totally right. We are making some money now. We have almost 300 people in Laxul Tuna. And I think we also got another quest there, right? Up there is a quest. Let's have a look at this really cute village there. And I love that we have so many new assets in this game. Like, so many new buildings. Beautiful.
I'm sure there's a way you can help us thrive.
Alright, the research team is trying to study the effects of pollution on standing water, but we can't keep making trips out to the Kultun. Can you bring us an up-to-date photograph? And we do get herbarium 2 times for that.
We trust you.
So our first quest with the researcher is we need to make a photo of this area here. Ancient Mesoan pyramid. And we need to take a photo of that. Let's just have a look. Oh my goodness, the sensitivity is killing me. There we can make a photo.
You never let me down.
I hope not. Herbarium, what can we do with that now? We got a currency and there must be something here we can use this on. And boom, we crossed 400. We are actually leveling up here to level 2. Interesting. And we still need to attract the Obreros. Next good is Plantains. That was unlocked now. And the Plantains, boy, we have a pretty bad space problem here too. We could have the Plantains here. This one here is affecting the soil quality in a negative way. Let's just see that we can squeeze some of them in here. They are very, very small ones though. Right. Number 1. And I think we do need quite a lot of them. Number 2. There is this important village over there that I would probably like to get as well. We still can't get kind of like sorting out the fish problem. I'm going to have another fishery and I'm trying to squeeze it in here. And I hope that it does reach the warehouse. It does. Perfect. So that's another 2 fishing grounds that we have. But that's the end of it, right? So I have now all the fishing grounds in my area and we're barely making any fish out of that. So it's a +1 only for now. We really should hurry up there. Let's go ahead and actually there is this ruin. How big is that ruin? We can clear it now. Cleanse the island of Perforian remains. This costs me 75 workforce and takes 5 minutes of our time. Let's clear it. And as we can see, the clearing has started. Or the cleansing, as I should say it. And with that, we can do this. I actually want to have my plantations up here. It just makes more sense. Depending on how many we actually will need. But I don't want to block the way to the village there. Right, and then we can actually get rid of them here. And we can build them right away. Let's build the first one. It's expensive. And it does further reduce the soil quality. Greatly decreasing at this point. Mutations, pollutions. This one here, removing this one though, will make it a bit better there again. And we need to build another one right away.
That's a lot of fields. We'll have to make sure to diversify the crops we plant in them.
Alright, the first plantains at least are being now produced.
Crops, row upon row.
And we are now going below the first threshold here for the soil quality. There was a bang just now. I hope it's nothing too bad. My plantations, meanwhile, are working, but only once again, barely working. Holy cow! We are not getting positive there at all. Let's build the last one for now. I seriously don't want to build any more of these. Alrighty, our next production chain. I'm a bit nervous here, to be honest, because I don't know, it's all pointing down right now. We do need the tools, right? So that is another thing that has been opened up here now. And the tools require an iron mine, the lumberjack hut. But the iron mine does require the brick factory. So we do need to have a clay deposit somewhere. And the problem that I can already see is that there is no clay deposit on my side of the island. Over here is the next one. So we do need to get over there to the other side, which will cost me a lot of timber, I'm sure of. 20 tons of timber and 1,000 credits. And we need to do this to get over there to this clay deposit. Now I can remove this one here though. There we have more ruins, so let's get rid of that. We do have the Honoleros. Clearing this one will make this one accessible. And this one here still 1 more minute. While that is working, let's have a look at the other production chain that we have there. And that is the work cloth. That's this one here. That doesn't require any brick, so we can do this right away. Alpaca farm and the cattle farm. They're producing 30 seconds each, and the work cloth 30 seconds as well. I would like to have them here, by the way.
Please,
So we are going now over around the ruins there. I am establishing quickly. What are you talking about? Hope I'm not too slow. There is the oil. We do have 1 oil there at least. And up here, I can now have my next production chains working for us. So let's go ahead. Alpaca farm, let's have 2 of them each right now. So that's the 4 modules, right? Yep. Make 3 of that. And then there's the cattle farm. Where should we have the cattle farm? Ah, perfect. While we are planning this one, we can now get rid of the first ruin. There you go. And there's actually some loot here. Let's pick up the bricks. 10 tons of bricks. How very nice. We can use that for... Can we use that for our tools? Yes, we could. Barely though. Alright, let's go ahead with the work clothes manufacturing. So I'm also going to have this one over here then. By the way, we could have it here. And then I'm going to have my warehouse. There is another ruin that's blocking the path. Lots of ruins. I cannot do anything here. Nah, I cannot build. There is the ruin. How much does it cost us? 150 Honoleros. Let's get rid of this one. And let's get rid of this one. It doesn't reduce it permanently though, right? Let's get rid of that one only there for now. And let's get cracking. Let's have the warehouse. Let's have the first 2 alpaca farms. Let's have 1 alpaca farm and 1 cattle farm. And 1 work cloth production. So that is a pretty big one. Costing us a lot of money. And as we can see, it's further decreasing here now, our soil quality. This is the major thing there right now.
The latest soil samples are beginning to concern me.
Well, thank you for that. Something very cool that we see over here is the items. So we have lots of items that we can make with resources, right? Animal farms productivity, for example, and their eco-quality impact. That is, I guess, getting better, hopefully. Nah, it can't get better there. It's plus 20%. So if we use them, we might still be getting rid of a lot of it. Yeah, we need to be careful with these items, though. And the first work cloth is coming in. Finally, so that at least is something. Regia, thank you for... Very nice. The next Perforan ruin is ready for clearing. This is helping with our eco balance there a bit. And we get some timber out of it. Very, very nice. And now we can open up this clay pit here for our brick production. That is 1 clay pit. And it's still the same ratio. So 2 brick factories that we can have working here. I'm not building them right away though. How much work cloth do we produce? Alright, we do meet the demand at least. But that's it. At least our income is looking good. I'm a bit worried there about my soil quality though, which is still decreasing. Very interesting detail that is happening right now. The soil quality is going down and the color of the island gets rather grayish. So that is not in effect an illusion that I just have. It's actually happening. The next need we can also fulfill, that's the chapel. I will need to remove some of these people there once more in the center here, but we are going to rebuild them. And then I can have a chapel right here in the town center. And of course, I mean, we're close to defeat, but I'm still trying to build something here, right? We're still trying to achieve it. Oh god, greatly decreasing. We are running out. Plantain plantations are absolutely destroying it right now. And the ruins are also destroying it. We need to clear more ruins. Let's clear this one. And let's clear... This is the air quality impact. This is water. Is there any soil? There is soil. Let's remove this one here too. It doesn't need to have a road connection. Very good. Air quality, soil quality reduction. So these are the ruins of the Beforians that lived here once. And now it's just polluting the island. Alright, soil is so low that we do get an extra quest for that. Make a decision. Our overexploitation of the soil has left it lacking many of the nutrients our crops need to grow. Yields are decreasing at an alarming rate. We'll use workers to bring animal manure to the fields. We do need more workforce, but the crop farms also produce more. We'll use rotten fruits as fertilizers, or we'll just have to plant more. Let's go with this one there. More workforce needed is fine because we do have the workforce.
If a malodorous one.
Alright. And the animal farms are producing more now, it seems. We're still running out of basically everything that we have. Alright, the negative effect partly is together with here the monoculture effect because these farms are too closely together. Let's get rid of this one there. We should be seeing a positive trend then here, hopefully. And we can now build the plantation on the other side of the island. Right, so there is no monoculture effect on this one now. Alright. But this seems to be still too close here, unfortunately. Let's get rid of the next one. And build this one here, where we're going to have our brick factories. Alright, there is no negative effect on that. Another negative effect is right now happening. The leaking Beforian ruins, 3 of them, they're greatly decreasing the water quality that we have right now. So that's a Beforian jail that we have there. Leaking Beforian ruin. This has priority. Let's clear it with the workforce that we have. And there is another one. And we can also clear this one. We are now down on the workers though. We have slowed the decreasing soil quality now. At least that is something. It's at -5 per minute. So if we clear one more ruin, we should be positive here. At least that is something. Water is now really dripping down there though. Another problem. And yeah, 5 more minutes for these ruins here. And I don't have the workforce for anything else really. The cool thing is monoculture does not affect the animal farm, so we can have them close together it seems. There's no negative effect here happening right now for this alpaca farm there, for example. Another cattle farm, that would bring us to another 24 honoleros that we need. That's over here. And then we can build another workcloth manufacturer over there, right? So that's all we need right now because my workload is still going down and we need that for our honoleros. Let's build us a few more houses there. 2 more at least. The next ruin has been cleared. Perfect. This is helping there a bit and we do get some bricks out of that. Actually, we don't need to have a brick production for now because we're getting in a lot of that ourselves for the next production that we have over there, which is then the tools, so the iron mine. And a lumberjack hut, right, that we would have here. By the way, the lumberjack hut is foresting trees. Perhaps this is affecting our eco-balance in a positive way. Yeah, difficult. And then we have the tools factory. Let's have this one close to the iron mine. And this is producing every 30 seconds. Well, these are producing every 15 seconds, so I can have 2 of these tool factories then here. Close to that mine. Looking at the water quality, there's also something very interesting, of course. We're losing now water quality here because of that. By the way, soil is positive. At least that is something. But the water is going down hard right now. There is the Porphyrian ruins, so we can get rid of that. And there's the fish shoals here that boost our water quality. Now that's, of course, these thingies outside here, right? If this reaches 0, then we lose animal farms that are affecting it quite negatively for the workload to come in. Now the workload is only going to be important for the Obreros then. If I turn it off, will the pollution go away? Let's try this one out. It's going away, right? So this is down now. Minus 10.
You don't need us.
And the
Okay,
cattle farm is now active. Yes. Turning it off actually has a positive effect there. So we can keep them off for now. We're also clearing more of these ruins here right now. And our main goal is still to reach the Obreros. And this is something where we only need the tools now. And I should probably go for them right now. So there we have now our iron mine. Let's go ahead with it. Then we have another lumberjack hut over here. And then we have the tool factory. Another new building. And this one is working now. Is this affecting? It's not affecting anything too badly here, right? The soil quality is going up right now. Very good. And the water quality is still about those ruins. So we are clearing a lot of them at this very moment. There is also something here, but this one here, the jail, costs me 300. We don't have that. Well, air quality is fine for now. This one is clearing. There is another one. 150 Obreros, Honolars. We cannot afford that so quickly. We could afford it soon. Polluting ruins. Let's remove them. There you go. Thank you for the timber. Very much appreciated. This is at least doing something. We're down at 24. I will probably need to turn off my animal farms there. Not entirely sure. We do have the Honolars workforce in though, and we can now remove this ruin here. So let's go ahead and do this one on top of it. This is really tight. At least the soil is going up now. The next ruin over here, let's remove it. Come on, we can still do this.
Our people are falling sick from the drinking water. I thought it tasted strange.
These are all working now. We have the Honolaros workforce. Let's also get rid of the jail there. But that's 20 minutes. We lose 300 Honolaros workforce for 20 minutes. That is steep. Let's do this. Because we have them, after all. And we also get a new decision. Our people's drinking water is unclean and inadequately filtered. Who knows what illness they might contract from it. Let's just see. Alright, we will encourage the people to only consume processed drinks. We will provide a constant supply of antibiotics. I'm sure we'll develop a natural immunity. No, I think rather here we have the negative effect that sugarcane in a toll is plus 20% consumption. But the chance of illness is reduced by 10%. And here we have that the hospital costs 20% more, but also minus 10% for chance of illness. And here there's a chance of illness of 25% increased. Let's go with this one. We don't have a hospital at the moment, and we really don't care about money at this point as the balance is looking fantastic. So the chance of illness is actually pretty reduced at this point. And as we can see, the tools is actually in. Do we produce enough tools? Yes, we are. So we should be actually going for Obreros now soon. Let's send the flagship out there to also explore a bit the surrounding area. And I see there's also a new quest popping up. We have detected high levels of mercury in the seawater. We need to make sure the aquatic life is unharmed. Can you check up on the dolphins? Alright, dolphins. I'm going to check up on them soon. Come on, give me the 100% here. I want to have my Obreros. It's not getting to the 100% there. Where's the dolphins? There they are. Oh, it's a pickup quest. There, I need to click him. There it is. And we also cleared the next ruin. These two here. Perfect. Oh, this feels good.
They kept
Out
some of
choke,
the
steel
elders
beams.
here, far away from the village where
And
the
water
cycle
quality is
ran.
still dropping hard.
Few ever came back.
I
When
don't
the
have anything for
Florians
water
left,
anymore.
The most eager collaborators had their doors
Is there any
sealed
other ruin,
before
please? For water, please give me something. Unfortunately, there isn't. Alright. Next problem over here right away. No trees in range. So if we want to continue using the lumberjack huts, we do need a forester hut. And for that, we do need a certain blueprint. Without it, we cannot do that. Alright. Workload is going down now. I will... This is soil quality, right? Oh, crap. Let's get a silo. And for that, we do need the corn farm. Let's have the corn farm right next to the plantain farm. So the monoculture negative effect should not be activated. And with the corn, oh, as we can see, this is polyculture effect now. Placing them together is a positive effect. And with this, we produce now corn. And I can use this to build a silo that I'm going to do over here. And this silo should be getting the corn and is then boosting the productivity by 100% for the cattle. So I don't need this cattle farm there for quite some time. And I think it's still polluting a bit. No, it's not. Perfect. While they're paused, they're not polluting anything. So we can keep them like that. We are down on the water quality by -8. At least that is something here. Alright, so there is some positive things happening here. The ruin is still being removed as we speak. The alpaca farms, they're still doing it. And then there's also the jail that we are removing as well. So once those two are removed, we should be golden on our mission there. So the workload, it's all about that for now. And for that we do need another silo. Probably over there. This one. Or I'm activating this one here, and this is soil quality. No, it's the water quality. By -10, that is too much. I cannot afford another alpaca farm. What we're going to do is here, I'm removing them and I'm building the silo instead. It makes more sense. And this should make the second workload manufacturer working then as well. And I hope that one corn plantation is enough. We could, however, wait a second, have the other corn plantation right here. There's no trees here anymore anyway. We can build it there. This one is getting down the last trees. So just for your information, lumberjack huts, they don't work anymore like previously. Now, every tree that is chopped down is gone, right? So it looks like this after some time. They are gone now. They are no longer working for me. That means no more timber coming in here from these guys. And every tree that remove here, we do lose soil quality. So I need to be very careful. We do have the forester hut special item there, but this one costs a lot. There we have it, the forester seed collection. And this one costs me 10 ceramics, I think, and 10 tools and 4 of these blueprints that we get from missions. Really expensive. Until then, I will not be able to build any more lumberjack huts. Water. Holy cow, why? Cattle farm, -19. Alright, the silo is increasing the pollution. Is this for real? Why is it doing that? Didn't say that in the tooltip. Gee, we have -20 pollution from one cattle farm. That is insane. Can I get Obreros now done, please? No, we still can't do that. Oh god, at least another ruin is cleared. Perfect. So that's at least a bit. We do get some timber there. We are now at -11 for the water. So if I get rid of the silo, we could go back to the original pollution one. The workload is still not going up. What is going on? Give me that workload. We have the water purifier. We do need a water purifier blueprint for that. Water quality impact is +30 with that. And that is the only item that I see right now here that would do something. Where is it? How much does it cost us? And of course it's a legendary item. And of course it costs us insane amounts. And soon the fishes will die, I think. Yeah, I need to do something here. Sorry, I need to stop my animal farm right now. Both of them. Gee, that was close. Because the next threshold actually means algae bloom risk. And with that, we lose all the fishes. And the animal farms go down by minus 50%. I cannot do that.
We really must address the way we treat the soil.
I do have a lot of workforce though, so I might go ahead and get rid of some more ruins for the soil quality there. 300, alright. This one is still 9 minutes. And that's about it as far as I can see. And we get the next decision. Nutrient imbalance. The soil is developing very high levels of nitrates, which are subsequently filtering into the water supply unless we do something. We must allow the soil to rest. Productivity for all our crop farms is reduced for 10 minutes. And we'll lay mulch over the fields. Minus 10 timber. That sounds good. We can afford that.
But we'll need to source the wood for it.
And at least the water is going up again. By the way, we are having this time limit here, right? I don't think we are reaching gold in our very first try. Alright, let's invest in our first item here. So we can do this with 10 fish. We should have the 10 fish available. Please tell me. There it is. And then we do need 2 of these herbariums, as they're being called. 2 of them. There you go. And with that, we can purchase this waste treatment tank. Animal Farm's eco-quality impact is minus 30% and the number of modules is increased by 25%. Let's get this one going. There you go. Waste treatment. We can craft it.
A little ancient knowledge, a bit of imagination.
And there we have it.
And
it was actually only 1 that it cost us. I guess that's going to be fine. Let's get this one to my animal farms. And here we do need a trade union that is preferably affecting all of these animal farms then, right? So let's just see how we can squeeze it in. This one should be the right one because it's affecting all the existing ones. And we can build it right away. There you go, trade union. And there's the item. And let's just see what happens. Let's activate the cattle farm. The pollution goes up again.
We survive.
We do have, by the way, 12 tons of work cloth. So I'm also going to activate my work clothes. And now we have a minus 10 on the water. I'm activating that item. Yes, it's going down. Perfect. So minus 8 it is now. It should actually be at minus 7, I think, rather. And also we do get 1 additional field that we can use now for this animal farm. Right? So we are not only boosting the productivity of this one here, we are also reducing its impact. Oh, I see. The field does add the pollution though again. Let's get rid of the field. And then the pollution should be going down again. Somehow. Let's activate the alpaca farm. And there is also now a reduced pollution. Alright. I think we can juggle it around with that. What other item do we have for the fishery as well? Fishery. Eco-quality impact minus 20%, but their productivity is also down. Alright, we are now at exactly 0 for the water. That is very close. And bear in mind, we should be clearing more ruins here then soon. There is another ruin here somewhere. 3 minutes. And then we get a bit more water quality in again. Soil has once again well pushed through the threshold, the upper one here. So we are in a very good region there. Water is negative right now, but we should be positive again with the with the ruin that is going away there soon. By the way, this time though we have 100% workload now. This should really be coming in. Another thing, let's start the brick production because we're only at 9 bricks. Let's build the clay pit and our first brick factory. And the brick factory is reducing now the air quality. So this one will probably get negative now once the brick factory starts working. But it's at a very high level. So this should be fine for us. And there we have it. Honaleros are completely maxed out. And thus we can finally upgrade them. And let's get the first Obreros.
we will help you build something better.
Alright. Major milestone. Insane. Let's get a few of them going. Not too many though. Let's be very careful with how many we want to upgrade.
Then,
Dun, dun, dun. And the electric cable is now available as well. So Obreros, there we have it. A whole new bunch of new productions. Plus the town hall is also now possible. This might be very interesting then for more items. And steel we can now produce together with tortillas. We see algae in the ocean. That is such a nice detail, right? Because of our low water quality right now. The pollution in the water significantly changes or goes up there. Oh, this is going to be very nice for us. Perforian jail. Let's remove this one. There's also some bricks and some steel. And with that, we are now finally positive on the water, even though we have the cattle farms and alpaca farms running. So that at least is something here. And they're also having the silo activated. Yes. The silos are also activated, so we don't need any more farms than these for quite some time, I think. Very good. This is working out. And next quest we have right away. With the settlement constructed and the first workers accommodated, it's time to begin building the dam. Phase 1 out of 3. And that is over here. This is our major goal right now. The dam. And the dam does require timber, bricks and tools. And 600 journaleros. Goodness. 60 tons of timber. For that I do need more timber production. Unfortunately, as we know, it's removing trees, right? So we need to be very careful about them. Let's have 2 more here. And have 2 sawmills then for this area. Alright, so that's a bit of a reduction of trees there once more. But I do need the timber. Oh god, what now? Sick animals. The entire food chain is suffering from the poor water quality. Animals are growing sick and dying at unusually high rates. We'll use more animals per farm to compensate. We'll have more important problems than a few sick animals. We must clean the water supply. With that. Build what? 2 water purifiers. It's impossible. What do we need for the water purifier? That's the only thing here. 10. We do need 10 coffee pots for each one of these. That was a big mistake there, I think, choosing that option, because we will not be able to do this. Not on time. And not with sacrificing a lot of pollution. Water is going up anyway. Right? So it's getting a bit better there. I need to expand my Jornaleros production or my Jornaleros population there a tiny bit, because we need them for the dam. So let's go ahead and build us a few more. However, we need to be very careful as usual here with our consumption rates, right? The fish is already suffering a bit. Those 2 will be fine, but the fish will be a problem. For the dam, we do need the tools. We do need the timber that is coming in now. We do need the bricks that is also coming in now with the brick factory. However, once I start this project there, these resources will be depleted. So we need to make sure that we can actually do something in the meantime. One of them would be another bridge that I would like to have here to the other side, the 20 tons of timber, because we do need the coal and the copper deposits that we have there. Plus we have a lot of space really here with the oil. And the other thing is that we can do now too is removing the air quality ruins, right? Because air quality is going down now. And I should be looking out for getting rid of these. That's 300 each. I think there was another one here. 150, we can afford that. Let's get rid of both of these ruins. And we really should be cracking with the dam project soon though. 600 jornaleros is insane. Timber production is up. Oh! There was a special plant here now.
My people could find a practical use for it.
And I think we just got some special item there. Oh, herbarium we got, right? This special resource there, we can use this one for more transmutes. And we probably should be doing that. Water purifier quality plus 20%. Alright, we do need more fish, since fish is a kind of like currency for getting us more items. Over here we have more of these deposits, right, for the fish. Let's just go ahead and try to squeeze them in like that. Yeah, we cannot get this one. It's only this one. 3 of them. There you go. Let's build the fishery. It's another water pollution though that we're adding with that, right? And what I can do though is I can get 10 tons of fish that we get there, plus our special resource, the herbarium. Let's get this over there and get us an item that reduces the pollution caused by those fisheries with the trade union. That is something. So it will only affect one. And the water quality, of course, is more polluted the more shoals we are actually fishing up there.
New orders, Admiral.
So this might be something. And there it is. The fishery. Eco quality impact is minus 20%, but the productivity is also going down for this single one. But it's still going to help us out there a bit for the water quality. Let's craft this item. There you go. Thank you very much, Isabel. By the way, do you have a quest for me? Yes, she's got a quest for me, the researchers.
Closer to the dream.
We are keen to test the effects of our environmental regulations in a real-world trial. Could you enact these at your settlements?
You honor us again.
Equip in a trade union the basic agricultural textbook. And I guess that costs 10 corn. And the advanced fertilizer, 10 corn. How much corn do we have? 29 tons. How very nice. We can do this. Alright, there we can go ahead. The advanced fertilizer, so number of modules is reduced, but also the eco balance penalty. And then we have the basic agricultural textbook. Eco balance impact is a bit higher, but for 20% additional ones. So in that case, we can go with that. There you go. We just need to equip it for the quest. Very nice. The next barracks have been finished, so we can remove them. There's a bit of bricks here that we have. We have 400 Honoreros with that. There is now one more ruin here. There's 3 minutes on that, and there is 3 minutes on that. I would like to start though with the dam now. Let's go ahead and do this one. It will cost us though quite a lot of Honoreros, right? And for my tools production, I can actually go ahead and build the second tools factory here, since we do have enough of the basic materials for it. Even though this one is running out of logs there now too. Or of timber. I'm going to need another one. Over there. Let's build us another one. I need to pause this one after all. Because we don't have the workforce. Yeah, I really need to wait for these ruins now. Meantime, we can use these items. We have the advanced fertilizer and we have the textbook. There you go. 2 herbarium we get out of that one here. And for the fishery... water quality is fine. It's regenerating. It's really all about the air quality right now that is a problem. And that's the smoking Porphyrian ruins. I don't know, but these levels are going up and up and up. And I don't have enough for all of that. The next ruin has been cleared over here. We do get some coal out of that and power cables. And this should also be finished now.
They mistook the fires of hell.
There you go. Let's remove this one. And we do get some coal and power cables on top of that. And we have now the workforce. So we can now start with the first phase of our dam project. This one needs timber, bricks and tools. And it probably will need a warehouse in range. And for that, unfortunately, we do need another bridge. Which means more timber. There you go. And now they should be getting their resources. There they are. That's this one. And also, the remaining ones we could use now for more productions. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to need more. Especially the tools. Even though both of them are working. 2, 1, 1... That is fine. 2 we will need for the dam. Alright, there it goes. Going to be interesting how this dam is looking when it's finished. For now though, we are getting now all the materials over there. And the construction of the first phase has started in the dam. And we're barely holding on to life here. My air is going down. We have still 200 funnel levels left, so I might be going for another ruin if I could. And I think I can't, because both of them here require 300 each. And that is something we don't have right now. Some time. So we already have all the timber in. We almost have all the bricks in. We still need quite a few tools there. And by the way, also these 600 honoreros that are working on this dam right now, it's costing me dearly. So we are really down on workforce. I cannot clear up any other ruins because of that. Because basically we would lose more and more workforce to other things. And as we can see here, we're losing air quality though right now. So this is a bit harsh as we can see. And I need to be careful of what I want. Of course, the tool factories are needed at the moment. There we have those 2 ruins there still that I would really like to clear up. And then we have, of course, the brick factories that, well, basically because we need bricks, it's costing us at the moment. I just have to wait here right now. We do have these 2 ruins then that I would like to clear afterwards. I've built another forester hut here, or a lumberjack hut here and here, because we probably will clear up this forest there to make connection with that village there. No idea about that, but it is likely, I think. While we wait, let's continue with the next quest. We requested some essential scientific papers from the Royal Academy of Environmental Sciences, but the captain of the courier ship is demanding a fee before he'll hand them over. I hate to ask, but could you buy him off?
I knew you wouldn't turn on us.
Sail to Yokosuka's harbor. Alright, let's try this one. I hope we don't need to get anything with us. I don't think so. So let's get our frigate that we have, and only that frigate, over. Meanwhile, some other lumberjack huts here are empty, so no more trees. So I'm going to delete them so to not cause any additional need that we have there. And deliver the fee. Where should we deliver it? Oh, there is something down here after all. So let's get us a ship down. And there is actually something here. Perforian shipwrecks, so I guess we can scavenge them at some point. While my frigate continues, there's also something over there, but it's just an island, and there's the guy. Oh, okay, it's just a ship. There's no island here per se.
Takes a lot to swim.
Alright, and we do get the research papers that we probably will need to get back up here to the researches. Perfect, and there we can turn in that quest, and we probably get, yep, more of these herbariums out, botanical knowledge that we can use for items. Meanwhile, for the fishes, we do have a bit of a problem as some of these shoals here are out of fishes now. I hope they regenerate. I think they're going to regenerate, but for now I need to, well, turn off this fishery there so it doesn't cost us any pollution anymore and stuff like that. This one here, I think, can still work a bit. There's still one with 130 shoals available. Seems to be quite a lot though, but I guess it's going to work out. Then we have this one here that has a shoal, has 3 of them. One of them is already out, right? And then we have on the other side of the whole thing, here another beach with some more shoals that we can still use. And I would like to do this. So let's get a road over there. By the way, let's just have a look how many of them we can have there. There's one with 3. And I guess that's going to be it, right? So those 3. And then the warehouse for that as well. We can afford that. We also get a bit of water quality back because I think we stopped on them here. And they should start to regenerate then again. And I think that's it though, right? We don't have any other beaches available. So I guess I need to juggle these shoals here then around my island. And there it is. The dam phase 1 has been completed. Let's finish this.
The first phase of
this is looking pretty cool.
A promising start.
So the second phase I would need to start now, and we could already go ahead with that. We do need a few more Obreros and steel beams now. Also, we do have now lots of honoreros, so I would like to clear these ruins there. This one, by the way, takes 1 hour 40 minutes. That's insane. All right. This one here, though, is much quicker, but that is a lot of time on that for these 10 pollution that we get out of that. I would also like to go ahead and purchase us the next item. So the industrial toxin filter, this one here for the heavy industry buildings, minus 20% eco balance, impact and workforce is needed plus 20%. That we can afford. The eco balance, that is something that we can't afford. Can't afford if it continues like that, so we need to be careful about it. There we can now craft it, the toxin, and we're going to need this now for the steel beams and our brick factories and tool factories. So let's go ahead and get this one over there once more. We already have the tool factories here. I will now delete both of these brick factories there. We are of course going to build one once again here then. that we can have in the area. And I will need a trade union for these guys here too, right? Since this is going to be our heavy industry area more or less, I definitely do want to have some filtering there, as it makes sense. We have one iron deposit here. I do need for the steel beams, however, I do need a coal mine as well. That is something that we probably will have there. There it is. And I've already placed the road over there. The coal mine does not pollute anything. Oh, thank the gods, because I don't know how we could tackle this any other way. There you go, coal mine on its way. And this one here is our second iron mine, so we can already build it here or place it here. Let's get rid of the lumberjack hut there. The distance is fine, I guess, for one. And then we are going to have the furnace here. That is producing every 30 seconds, so we could actually have 2 of them. We'll see about that, how many of them I'm really going to have, right? Because, as always, it's all about the pollution. And here I can then activate my filter once I do have it. There you go. Whoopsie. And now I can activate this one right away, as I should. And it's affecting those. Also affecting the mine. Should not be really happening. So we are down to -6 now only. The factory, with that we would be positive there once more. Water is also a bit down here. The fisheries are doing their job. Yeah, that's tricky. I might need another trade union for the fishery. Let's build the brick factory. That's of course negative once again. Of course, we are going to need to upgrade more honorarios there to Obrero. So let's go ahead and upgrade these rows here, so that we get this workforce going. We don't need that many honorarios anyway for the moment. By the way, money really doesn't seem to be an issue here. And with that, I could now go ahead and build the furnace once we have a bit more bricks in. So the brick factory is already working on that. For the filtration, do we have any other thing? It's only for crop farms and fisheries. And I guess we cannot stack them. Might be so useful. Productivity and eco-balance impact increased. Eco-balance impact increased. But productivity 50%, that is at least something. Other than that, it's not looking so great. And we definitely do need now these coffee pots there as well. Because with them, we can actually afford the forester seeds that will improve our air quality once more. For that, I will need a coffee plantation. And we can actually have this one close to the other plantations that I already have here. Let's try not to take down too many trees there. So let's make this one in a bit of a sloppy way. And as we can see, it's boosting it. So we do get the polyculture effect. So they are not doing anything bad here. Oh god, air quality. Air quality. It's the 2 factories. Just very bad overall. I might need to turn down one of my brick factories once more. And then we have the second iron mine that I'm going to need now too. So we really do need those bricks. And let's go ahead and build the drip coffee pot factory. That's a pretty cool name. We already have the iron ore in, so there's a +1 influx of iron anyway. And then we have already also, we should be having some coffee. There it is, perfect, coffee beans. With that we can make the production of this one now, as this is also a very valuable trade good. And let's stop it for the Obreros for now, because I would like to save a couple of them for myself. Alright, also over here now we are finishing the Perforian factory. Off it goes. We do get some, well, steel beams and caoutchouc out of that. How very nice. And as we can see, air is at least regenerating once more. And that was really close to the acid rain here that is reducing the productivity of all my crop farms by 30%. Water is slightly going down. And I'm preparing something else here. We do have almost now 10 tons of drip pot coffee. And with that, we can actually purchase 2 things. The first one would be the forester seed that I would like to go for here. With that we can reforest the trees. And also here we do have the water purifier station. This is a permanent increase, I think, to my water. So as we can see, water quality impact +30 once this has been built with that blueprint that we need for it. And that's 10 tons that we have it. So let's go ahead and get both of them. And we do have 6 of these blueprints. We do need 4. Alright, so actually we do need quite a bit of that. We can also go ahead with the next quest. We were meant to receive a shipment of indicator solution from El Cerro, but the cargo fell overboard. So pick up the flotsam right here. Alright, doesn't seem to be very difficult. I think... What should we go first? What should we go first here? It's a bit tricky right now because air is good, but at the cost of having no brick factories working at the moment. And then there's the whole thing with the next phase. So 900 Obreros is insane as a cost there. Let's go ahead with the air because I need to get my industry back up working there soon. So there we have it, the forester collection. There is a better one, but we can't afford that at the moment. Alright, that was expensive. Please don't let me do this again. And I will definitely need to do the quest here if I want to have the water purifier as well. That's that. And the coffee pot, we're still going to disable that for now. And then there's the whole thing of expansion for the city. I will probably need another district here. We do have the timber. So let's go ahead and get us a few more blocks of houses up here. And I will also need another marketplace then, of course. And this is really something that I really don't like to do that much. But we need to, because I do need the workforce for my people. Let's also have a chapel in this area, so those people can go and pray something. That is close, but the chapel is there, as we can see. And of course, the fish will completely be down with that, I think. So it's at -2 now. We still have 37 tons of fish left. That is something. And then there's the water pump. This is also needed for those people here. Let's have a water pump as well. So those people have the water pump. There it is. Perfect. And from both sides there, because the other water pump is over there. Right, so that's that. Meanwhile, let's pick up the flotsam. There it is. And let's get this one over to the researcher. And we do get some herbarium back again. Perfect. This is exactly how much we need. Landslide. Recent deforestation has destabilized the soil, causing landslides. We'll put half our honorars to work on it. Ooh, workforce -50%. And it does cost me 10 tools. Workforce -50%. We'll put half of honorars to work with them without specialized tools. Let's go with that. Oh, and this actually brings us to negativity there. For the time being, for 23 minutes. At least we got these blocks here ready then once more. And let's go ahead and have... Yeah, we still need to wait now on these additional goods to come in. So the drip pot there. The tools factory still is working. And I will need more people. So let's go ahead and have a few more honorars in this area. And there is already the next problem coming up.
Your people.
And that is illness. And how can I fix that? With the hospital? Of course, that needs bricks. We don't have the bricks. I can make the brick factory work though again, because we have a positive air income now. And even water is looking fine. But I do need that hospital there, of course. And it's a big version of it, of course. Not so easy. This is further destabilizing my Honorarius population. Fish is really down now. I need to do something about that. I think we still have something over here. There it is. Fish shoal. But only one. Could probably place it like this, right? And then have a road. Is that possible? Of course, this is not possible. For the strangest of reasons, there is a shoal here that is blocking the whole path, it seems. And I cannot do that here. That's a shame, really. Alright, now we have the forester seed. I think I need to activate it. And there we have it. Forester hut. We can now reforest the... Well, the forest that we have here. Let's just see where we have a bunch of stuff. There it is, the first one. Honorarius workforce, of course. That is not something I can afford right now, as we're getting a lot of negative impact there right now on the Honorarius. Okay, I deactivated clearing this row in there because it's just taking too much time anyway. We can with that have a one of them here. So this is now reforesting the area here, thus increasing the air quality. Let's have the next one probably, yeah, here, where we already have a connection. Wait a second, I think they don't even need... I don't think they actually need a connection to a warehouse, right? Perfect. Meanwhile, we have all the resources for our water purifier filter. There you go. It's the last of these documents that we're using with that as well. And let's get this one to the shore. And oh, no new quest. I was totally expecting a new quest here. It does cost me 50 honorarius once more, but we could afford it, and we can have it right here beside the warehouse. So let's do this one. And this one is now increasing the water quality on the island. And look at that, it's pretty massive too. That's at least something here. Okay, the next mission actually wants us to build a charcoal kiln and have it running for 10 minutes. Very interesting indeed. I don't know what I should feel about that, but there we have it. And now, oh, we need to build 2 of them. Why? Are you completely serious? This seems to be really, really bad because we need to chop down trees again for that. And I probably will use, well, any kind of forest that we have close by. So over there we have lots of trees, as we can see. There's the second one. Unfortunately, we will need to do this quest. It's one of the worst ones that I've seen so far because it's also costing us 10 minutes and we need to wait these 10 minutes if we want to get the herbarium, and I do need that. Why? Because we're running out of shoals here right now, and that in return means that we need to get the aqua farm fish eggs here as soon as possible, because I need to build me a fish farm. Without that, we cannot continue anymore, because then the game is over. I don't have any fish soon, and we do need to get this item, and we only can get it with the herbariums, and we do need a lot of them. 6 really. This is all rather insane to me, to be honest. So this is, well, it's insane. Okay, quest has been finished. Let's delete the charcoal kilns there once more, as I really don't want to chop down any trees, and we can make the coal mine work again, as this one is causing no pollution whatsoever. Very strange quest there indeed. Air pollution seems to be fine, so let's get the first furnace cracking here. This one, so iron and coal input it needs. It is of course polluting the air a bit, but we should be able to afford that. This is pretty important for the dam. And I might also activate my second tool factory there once more, just in case, because we also need lots of these tools. This iron deposit here, by the way, is empty now. I'm working on this iron deposit there, where we're depleting it right now. This coal mine is working for quite some time still, and then I think we have more coal up there, but iron wise I think we might be running out of iron then. Interesting. Alright, since the sickness is happening quite often, we will need to build a hospital. That's another 20 bricks that I have to pay there, and let's just build those Obreros here to make up for the loss that we had there. So far so good, but holy cow, that was only one thing. And once again we're down on the bricks, and I cannot afford to keep the furnace going for too long, because the pollution it puts out there is insane. Oh, that's pretty cool. We can actually scavenge these ruins here with our ships, and we do get some materials out of that. This is actually pretty useful. There's also something here, a curious plant that we can collect. So something that I haven't done yet as well, and it seems to be a pretty good way of boosting your raw materials or building materials even. And these are some very valuable things there, right? And there's everywhere something to explore. There's also a Minoan pyramid over there that we can also explore if we want to. So what do we get out of this one here? Affects the fishery. Productivity is reduced, but for every 4 fish we get 1 fish in addition. That sounds pretty interesting. I might actually activate this one on one of my fisheries. Oh, and we also get herbarium out of that. How very cool. Let's get this ship back right now, because we are still not getting a quest there. And we do need that for the fish fertility, or the fish seeds that we urgently need, right? And then we have the 6 that we need for that. Perfect. I'm also, by the way, I've opened up the drip coffee pots for my Obreros to also start building up some, well, workforce there. I think we might be having enough buildings Obrero wise, but I think we need to activate more goods here for the dam project. But let's get this back home. And at the same time now there is something actually we can do. And equipping a trade union, a soil sampler or an advanced soil sampler. Do we have any of these? Of course we don't. I need to craft this item first before I can finish this quest. Another quest that seems to be pretty hard to me, because we need to invest items first before we can finish it. Soil sampler. It's for the soil obviously. And soil sampler. There it is. And it does cost me 1 herbarium. So we actually invest 1 to get 2 out of it. Doesn't seem like a good trade-off there. Right, because I think it's only 2. Yes, it's only 2. So we are wasting basically almost 1. And let's get this one now cracking. So that's the 6 that we need here. What else do we need? I think 10. Just see. Oh god, we really do need that. 10 tools and 10 pots that we need in addition. 10 tools, 10 pots. Let's get this one over. And by the way, there we can also do something. I don't have the space anyway. We can get items there for this one here, the dynamite. Needs 10 timber and 1 of these herbariums to refill an iron deposit. That is something we definitely will need to do as well. Let's get the fish done. There it is. Perfect. That feels good. And then we can actually go right away for this iron deposit here, that we can replenish them, because this is already dangerously low again. They're going
What
down
brings
pretty
you here,
quickly there
Governor?
overall. My steel beams, bricks, meanwhile, and my tools are going up. That's important for the dam. Now that we have that item, then let's take the 10 tons of timber and the Obrero, get this one over, and then the ship can continue with its exploration. And meanwhile, we can now get our first fish farm going. Do I need to activate it? There it is. Perfect. 5 of them I can actually get cracking. And they cost me 50 honoraries. They actually reduce or increase the soil quality. Alright, let's get one here for now. And we do need these farms then for that. Now this seems pretty cool, to be honest. Let's just see. 4 and... well, let's have the 5th one here. Because I might actually want to have a trade union... oh, here then. At some point. Once the chopping down is done, and then we can have more of them here than in surrounding. Let's build the aqua farm. Soil quality has never really been a problem except for the beginning, I think. So that's fine for now. And with that, we get fish out of it. Oh my goodness, we get fish out of that. We can actually build a second one right away, and I probably will do that over here. So there we should have the space for it. Ah, perfect. There it is. And let's build the second aqua farm there as well. Both of them are now working. Trade union for the future if we want to. And that's the fish. And please tell me that they're producing enough fish then. I hope so. Please. Let's get the dynamite on its way. There you go. Let's get it back to our island. And then I'm going to further explore with my Libertad. With my fish, with my frigate, right? Because we have lots of exploration out there still. And I'm really excited about this. About these ruins and stuff like that. Now with that dynamite, I can activate this one here. I think we do need to have a mine on it though. Build the mine first. And I need to activate these items there. Then we can replenish it. And there we go. Perfect. And the 50 honoraries it costs us, that's nothing. And for my honoraries now here, let's activate the tools so we can continue upgrading some of them. Alright, while I continue expanding my fish farms, we see each other again in the next episode. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome back to our Eden burning scenario. What a beautiful island this really is. A little paradise as you might say. And yeah, this paradise though is pretty harsh. Those people here, they know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, of course, about aliens. Well, not really. I'm talking about eco-balances and, well, a dam project and stuff like that that really matters to us here on this island. And boy, it matters. Right now, I do have a bit of a problem there as, well, demand is going up pretty quickly. We do need 900 Obreros. We do need steel beams. We do need bricks. And for the bricks, I already have my first problem. That's the clay pit. It's running out of clay. Let's get rid of that. A clay pit without clay is no clay pit anymore. I didn't know even the clay pits can run out. We do need another warehouse over here. And with that, we are also going to have another clay pit once more. I do have, besides this one, only that one, and that's it. So these are the last bricks that I can get, because I think there's also no item that can replenish the clay pits. I haven't found it yet, and there's also no button like this one here, replenish the resources. So we might be in for a problem there if I take too long, I think. Next up is my air balance. It's at plus 11 right now. That makes it possible for us to activate the furnace that we will need now for the steel beams. And by the way, some of you have suggested I could go ahead here with planting these palm trees. And that is actually quite right. I don't know though if this is intentional or a bug, if I would be cheating with that. Because there is a very good reason why we do get these very expensive blueprints that we have to use in order to reforest. So why should it be possible for just a tiny bit of money plant these trees, right? So this whole thing here only cost me 8,000. I have 400,000, so I could just plant these trees everywhere if I want to, and thus completely negate my air problem. I don't think this is intentional. I think this is a bug, so I'm not going to use it. I'm not exploiting my way through that scenario here. If you're using that, that's good for you, but I think it makes it completely obsolete, the air balance there. So it doesn't make sense to me, right? It would reduce, or it completely would negate the challenge that you get out of this one here. Instead, we can focus on getting more of our manuals or whatever it is they are giving us. With that, we could then continue with going ahead here with our, well, items that we need for that. The field test is one of them. The soil sampler or the advanced soil sampler I need to get out there right now. I think last time I checked it was rather expensive. 10 corn and one of these manuals. I don't think we have any manuals anymore. Nope, we don't. And also my frigate doesn't have anything like that. My flagship here, by the way, which is looking like a frigate. It is still out there exploring the islands that we have around here. So we do have, well, a couple of islands there still. None of them has any ruins left over though. This one here is locked. So there might be something, an item or something like that that we need for this. Other than that, I have explored now all the islands around us, right? So some of them gave us building materials, some of them gave us items for missions, but that's basically it as far as I can see. This one has also been scavenged already, and yeah, there's nothing else here. So as long as we don't find any other island, I might actually have to come and end here with the exploration around us. Now, yes, the fish farms. This is actually one of my major things right now. The fish farms do take silo, and silo is being used with corn. Let's go ahead and have the silo here for this fish farm. We do have corn after all, and quite a lot of that too. Here, I will need to get rid of this one, and I'm going to place this one here so we are able to squeeze in the next silo. And with the silo, I think once it's activated, it will boost it. This lumberjack hut here is now completed, right? So there's nothing that we can do here. And instead, I'm going to have my trade union like here, but only in blueprinted mode for now. And then we can go ahead because I have still 2 more fish or aqua farm blueprints available, right? And we would like to use them, of course. One here and one here. This should actually be working out. So let's just try this one. It's always so tight here, space-wise. We do have a couple of problems there. Yeah, but this is working out because then we still have the room here for the silo. And the same thing I can do then up here as well. Very good. This is kind of like working, and I can still squeeze it in because I would really like to keep that trade union there. We do have some items for these aqua farms, and that's, I think, animal farms, right? So animal farms can be used for that. And with the animal farms, we could then use something like boosting it. Where are my animal farms? There they are, the supplements, right? And with those, we could boost our fish farms, but also their eco-quality impact, plus 20%, which is actually good for the aqua farms, because they're having a positive eco-balance effect, right? And this is getting boosted by that. Let's get my flags back home. They don't need these very strange manuals, right? So they don't need that, and we can just go ahead with them if we want to. 1 minus 1 right now. We're still on the way here for the Perforian generator. And yep, the steel beams are coming in. I can also, and I should probably activate us a second brick factory that we can have over here then to speed it up a bit. And also, by the way, we have these forester huts here, right? They are growing the trees. They are permanent. They're not going away. So I think it is actually viable of having a lumberjack hut next to a forester hut, and they're boosting each other, right? So the lumberjack hut is cutting down the trees, while the forester hut is actually planting them once more. So this should actually be working out, and thus we get an infinite supply of logs into our area. So this is a nice, a nice bonus of having these, right? So as I can also see, both of them are getting maximum efficiency here, 100% by doing that. Of course, air quality is not super cool with that now, but still, it is a nice middle ground that we can have there. Now with all these additional silos, I'm pretty sure that I need another corn farm. We have 2 of them for now, but a 3rd one might actually be quite fine. Let's just try. Nice. There we have, what is that actually? That is plantains. Perfect. So let's go ahead and have the corn plantation next to it. As yeah, well, they're boosting it themselves or each other. So there we have the next one, and I might just put it here. In hindsight now, I should probably more look at how many trees I would destroy with planting one of these here, right? That is something that we should be looking out for because I really don't want to go below that anymore for the air quality. Now the corn farm is working, the next one, very important, because with that we can boost our fish farms, and fish is really rare in this game. With all these fish farms, we're still not really making a lot of it. Now, it's good to know that the fish farms here or the aqua farms are actually not being affected by fodder supplements, so animal farms. Well, actually, quite literally, these are animal farms, and yet it doesn't really count for that. That's a bit disappointing there. So nothing works with that, because the fishery items also don't work with them, and the normal crop farms also don't work with them. So nothing works with these fisheries there, these aqua farms. A bit disappointing there, because theoretically it would make sense to use it for that. Well, you can't have everything. Anyway, with all the silo boosting there as well, we are actually looking quite fine now with the fish. At least there is some positivity. And I think, yes, we can upgrade a more people to Obreros, and we should be doing that while we can, because we need them for the dam project after all. So let's go ahead, upgrade a couple of them. There you go. At least until we are slightly negative there with the Honoreros. I can still go ahead and build a few more of them though, to get the workforce back in. And we have unlocked now a few more additional products there. The oil refinery if we need to. That is, by the way, reducing the water quality level. And also we have the tortillas here. That is something the Obreros want. By the way, the tools I can activate now for them as well, because we do have a good tools production. And tortillas would be the other thing. So this is pretty important to boost the Obrero workforce that we have. So we already have cattle farms. One of them is deactivated. And we already have the corn farms, right? And I think corn-wise, we are looking pretty good. +2 there. Perfect. And even this one here is having a surplus already. The cattle farm. So we could actually just build the tortilla maker. Unfortunately, it does need Honoreros there. So we do need to have a couple more of them in my village. And here we do have the space for that. So there you go, for a couple more of them. This, of course, will once again now reduce my fish consumption or increase my fish consumption. There we need to be a bit careful. Finally, a easy quest once more. So we only need to collect this dolphin here with the ship either, or... Oh, we need to click on that. How very good. And that's the two, well, herbariums that we need. We have enough Honoreros, so I would like to go ahead now and have my first tortilla maker. We do need 1 tortilla per minute right now. This one is producing 2 per minute, so that should be golden. Let's build it here right next to our, well, other production chains that we already have. And I will need another warehouse then in this area too. There's, by the way, the reforestation that I'm going to keep here. We could also have then one of our lumberjack huts in this area. And let's just check the other ones. This one here, and look at that, it gets enough trees, and there's always enough trees here in the area, even with the lumberjack hut. So this is perfectly working together. Make a decision. Chronic malnutrition. We do get a bad event here, no idea why, and they all look terrible. -50% for factories, which is, well, I guess lasting for quite some time now. Is it affecting all of my factories? I think it's affecting all of my factories. And for how long? Okay, it's not affecting my productions over here though, and that's it. But how long does it now work? I'm calling bull on this effect. Malnutrition. My people have everything. Plantain, fish. My Obreros have fish and now tortillas as well coming in. They already have the drip. There's nothing else food-wise that would actually cause something like that. And we do get this malnutrition effect, I think, permanently. I think it is there now for -50% on top of everything. And it's just going to stay now. Because there's no time limit on that. There's no quest that I could counter it. It seems to be there, and this is completely disrupting a few of my trade routes. First of all, fish is now permanently at -4. That means I need to turn down fish for my Obreros, otherwise I cannot get this one back up working anymore, or being stable. Tools and workload is now permanently at -1. I need to increase that production here, causing more air pollution. So let's activate my second tool factory now that I've prepared for this, but still, this is a bit strange. Like, this just seems to be an effect on top of it, to have an effect on top of it, because there was no malnutrition for my people. Anyway, we still need to counter this one. We have the alpaca wool. That means probably for the alpaca farm that I have over here, I will need a second one of these. Let's just check this one out. It's actually a +2. Perfect. So that's still working despite the productivity penalty that we have there. So I can have my workload production over there as well. But I think now the cattles will definitely be negative then, because cattles is being used now for 2 more factories, since the tortilla maker also needs that. right? But very, very, very strange events that we have there. At least the aqua farms are not being affected, because if they were affected, I think this would have been the end of the game now. At least we can now get rid of the Perforian generator, so off it goes. And with that, we do get some steel beams, coppers, and also some reinforced concrete, the first ones out of that. And this will massively now boost our air generation. So at least island health-wise, we're in a very good area right now. This also opens up a lot of additional Honaleros that we can upgrade, so we should be doing that over here, right? So as many as we can, really, because we do need these Obreros. There you go. Now, to counter the negative impact, I'm going to have an advanced Perforian calciner. So this is productivity 50% increased, but eco-quality impact is also increased by 10%. 10% doesn't sound that much though. We could also go with the higher version of it, right? So we do have this one here, productivity is 100%, but eco-quality impact is plus 20%. I think this is a good payoff actually, because, right, it doubles the productivity for only 10% more pollution, which does sound okay to me. We also have the forester hut here, so to boost our tree planters if we want to. Heavy industry, another boost that we can have here. Quality impact is then minus 20%, so we could already afford this one too. For our industry, why actually not, right? Because we have all these industries here. Air quality is though pretty fine, so we can just go ahead and boost it massively to get this one out. No problem about the eco drop that we have out of that. So let's get this one over to my foresters or to my industry, and that we have it. Another boost now. It's really just a boost that counters more or less the malnutrition effect that we have there, which of course doesn't make sense to me. This effect absolutely does make sense to me. Now, the 50% does not, of course, how could it be any different, does not affect the drip coffee pot. So this one here is completely on its own. I will probably need a second one here if I want to keep my coffee pots. And this is another 150 Obreros that I would have to spend. That is not something I can do, really. What I could do, though, is I could get this communal garden. This one reduces the needs for fish, plantains, drip coffee pot, atoll, and tortillas by 10%. Let's go ahead and get this one for the town hall or for the town center.
You can rely on us.
And there you go, right in the center of it all. And it's affecting most of the Obreros and the Honaleros, and with that, at least the fish and the coffee pot is now stable. At least that is something for what we need. And I think Plantain is also affected by that. That is now stable too. Pooh. Okay, we are at 750 Obreros. For now, my economy is a bit stable, so we can still focus on one more good, and that should then bring us the 900 that we need for the dam project. Fishes I'm going to let deactivated for now for the Obreros, because it's just, we can't get the fish up there. Fedora Weaver we need for that. For that, we do need the alpaca farm, the felt producer, and for the felt producer, we need the alpaca farm. I'm already producing, having a surplus of 2 per minute. This is exactly how much the felt producer is consuming, so we can have this one. And then I only need the palm tree plantation that has a ratio of 1:1 with the Fedora Weaver. So having this one all together here actually would probably enable me already this final production that we need for my Obreros. There we go. And then I have one of these palm trees here, and this should be just as much as we need besides the aqua farms that we have over there. Perfect. Production has started. At least there is no malnutrition effect, but here it is the -50, so we actually need to double this production, right? But that also means that the consumption is halved only. This one is, oh, it's also only producing at -50%. I can still afford a second felt producer though that I'm going to add here, and then I'm going to have a second Fedora Weaver that we will need to have here. I'm still having the 100% on the planters there, so that's fine. And now they have the connection, and the palm tree should be actually providing for both of them. Okay, we have now almost everything, so the Obrero workforce is now completed as well. Let's start the phase on... Oh, let's start the building on phase 2. So the dam project is continuing now. Also, all the ruins here are gone, so we can flood this terrain safely. Everything here, yep, is looking rather good. I mean, it's still looking quite dirty, isn't it? They left over quite a lot of stuff. What did they actually work on? Just the structures? Seems like it. And this is going to take a while now. Of course, we are lacking 18 Obreros, but that is fine because I think we have now the coffee pots in again. Perfect. That we can activate for my Obreros. And with that, this should get positive now for sure. There it is. in all its glory. And let's just check our economy. It's looking good for now, right? So everything here is positive that needs to be positive, or at least neutral. So for now, we can really just safely wait until we do need to continue here with the dam, because I think we will still have a third phase that is going to have it quite in it. And there it seems like we finish the next phase. Perfect. And with that, let's finish it. Off it goes to, well, it's looking quite nice, isn't it? And now we just need to start on the third one. And of course, as expected, it's going to be tricky once more. We do need 1,500 Obreros, so this is our grind by now, that we do need to get more and more of them. Electric cables and reinforced concrete would be the other thing. Steel beams we actually have quite enough, so let's just check it out. The last two productions that we need, that is the electric cable factory here. This is very bad for air quality overall, and otherwise it should be fine. Then we have a caoutchouc plantation, so that's a bit of jornaleros. That's 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's 1-to-1 ratio. It should be fine. And we can have the caoutchouc, of course, next to the other plantations that we have in this area, because, yeah, they complement each other, right? So let's go ahead and let's use this area here where we don't have a lot of trees for that one. And then I do need a copper mine. I have only one copper deposit, and that's here. So let's have a warehouse and then the copper mine. That's 25 Obreros that we consume with that. And then I only need the electric cable factory. Probably here. I hope it is being affected by these items that we have. It is heavy weapon. It's heavy factory, right? Let's place it there. The 150, perfect. It's affected by it. So it does get the filter. It does get the perforating calciner, and it does get the malnutrition effect. This is quite, well, the same everywhere. And then we have the concrete factory, which is probably the steepest production in this area. We do need the limestone quarry for that first. We do have one here that already has the connection with the warehouse. Perfect. And then we just need the concrete factory. Really, really expensive stuff. It also cost me 25 of these electric cables there. And of course, well, it does a lot of pollution there. Let's also place it here so it does get affected by our trade union. Okay, so phase 3 has also been completed. I just let this one run in the background now, as phase 3 is really just a grind of having Obreros working for you and getting the building materials done. So I was just waiting there now, basically watching it as it goes by, and we finished the phase 3. And ladies and gents, in all its glory, there is our working dam. We do need to
how often the people here get sick.
select it now. And we need to decide whether we want to begin filling the reservoir. And of course we want to.
A mighty achievement, Isabel. The dam rises and our island prospers.
And there it's filling up. And as we can see, our beautiful dam is coming together quite nicely.
Like the Mezoan builders of old, you have shown that we can raise great structures without destroying our home. I believe what we have accomplished might inspire the world. We are already devising methods of electrification far more elegant than this crude giant.
And this gives us permanent electricity. It's pretty hard to imagine that we actually made this one here going.
We will take our inventions to other shores, along with our message, that no matter how overwhelming the challenge, there is always something that we can do. For the decisions we make today will echo across centuries. From the small seedlings we plant now, vast forests will bloom.
And this was probably our first take on the Eden burning scenario. Yep, we have completed it.
For centuries is the tree that is represented by the logo of the Eden Initiative today.
So we do get a nice little extra text at the end of it.
Eden, a perfect world. Perhaps not.
So with the knowledge and technology we possess today, we can do so much more, and it would be inexcusable not to try with that dam and stuff like that. Victory at last. We do get the silver medal, as we did not, or we were not able to get the gold, but I don't think we can make the gold in the first try. don't forget, all the items that we crafted here and some of the tech is carrying over to the new game. So, and the ruins should be gone as well. So a gold in the second try is much more likely. We do get these 2 items here, the Eden Burning Bronze reward tree and the Eden Burning Silver tree. So different colors here, as we can see, and we can use them now in the base game in our Mega City Let's Play, for example, as they're permanent. I hope you enjoyed this one. Eden Burning scenario, you can try it out for free. It is for free for all Anno 1800 owners. It was quite a lot of fun and pretty hard. Same level as, I'd say, Frostpunk probably. And yeah, with that, stay tuned.